What's cracking, everybody? XehrFelrose here, bringing you some Pokemon GO Battle League content. In today's video, we got another triple shiny Shoutcast, this time in the Ultra League, from Papa88. Thank you for sending in the battles trainer. If you'd like to send in some battles to the channel for Shoutcast, you can find a link to a Google form in the pinned comment and description, as well as links to support the channel via Patreon, YouTube membership, and finding me on Metafy for coaching. Let's get into the battles here, because Decidueye, and God, that Trevenant is such a gorgeous shiny. Picking up a Shadow Slowbro on the lead with Confusion in the first game. Immediate safe switch into Trevenant, going straight into the Shadow Ball here. And Alolan Sandslash came, and that is not a good matchup for us here. As having that ice and ground coverage is going to be able to do super effective against the whole team. Papa lets it go and comes in with the... You have to come with a Regirock here. And a Stone Edge, I think Stone Edge might be enough to KO here. Eating one Drill Run here, unfortunately a lot of damage, but going for that Stone Edge, I think that should hopefully be enough here to take out this. Oh my, it's not even enough. Oh, that's like such an awkward health range because you can't just farm it down. Do you just come in with the Decidueye? No, you got to stay in. Okay, if they go for the Ice Punch, that's kind of obnoxious, but also, you know, at that low HP, I don't really blame him. That would have been enough to KO. Immediate going into the Decidueye here. Hopefully the trainer in the... the Lantern in the back. Oh, this is beautiful. I will take every opportunity to dunk on a Lantern in any league, especially Ultra League. Get that stupid fish back in the Great League where it belongs. Trainer, how could you? You deserve this for running Lantern. The Spirit Shackle's coming through, looking to get that shield off the opponent, but they've all but conceded at this point as the Slowbro has there's no chance here. So good game. Getting into the next battle, shiny Regirock on the lead versus an XehrFelrose. Two better answers in the back, so an immediate... Oh, no, not an immediate pivot. Able to get to the Stone Edge before the opponent can finish up their moves here. And perhaps they're going up to the Focus Blast. Are we going to catch a Focus Blast? That's the question. No, I think that they just went up to... Is it 4 or 5? I don't know. But gonna shield up a Focus Blast. That's a good shield there. Now that we know that the XehrFelrose has Focus Blast, I wonder if we try to make a sneaky catch onto one of the ghosts. No, immediately into Decidueye. Have to be afraid of the Brutal Swing, though. And that would do quite a bit of damage here. Half of Decidueye's HP. Goodness, that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage! So going for the Spirit Shackle, the opponent puts up their final shield in order to protect against it. Perhaps they're weak in the back to grass types. No, they're not. They have a Talonflame in the back. But that's okay because Regirock, I think Regirock's pretty close to a move, and it's pretty healthy as well. So a Stone Edge will do more than enough to one-shot this Talonflame. Opponent over farms, knowing that their energy is not going anywhere into this Regirock, and they get the kaboom. They get the kaboom that goes so hard that it makes my cough act up. I cannot believe I forgot to get my button out for this one. Hold on a minute. This is embarrassing, to be completely honest with you. So we're gonna live in the middle of this video. I'm gonna go find the button because I gotta get it. Opponent goes for a catch on the XehrFelrose. Trevenant farms down and the opponent concedes. Good game. I'm looking. Next game, we got Regirock into a Jellicent. This is not a great lead for the Regirock, so an immediate pivot into the Decidueye here. And a Skeleturge comes out. Now, this is not a good matchup for Decidueye by any means at all. But at least the Spirit Shackle does super effective damage, and it has a chance to lower that defense as well. Meaning now, all future Spirit Shackles are going to do more damage, but Regirock can come in, keep that shield advantage, and get one Stone Edge off to completely clap this poor Skeleturge. My poor boy. My poor boy. But we're going to go ahead. I'm going to see if I can get this timed right. Boom! Close enough, okay? It was close enough. Don't judge me. Opponent has an XehrFelrose in the back, and now this is a better matchup for Trevenant. Again, it's resisting that Volt Switch, but we do... Oh! They don't shield it. They thought it could have been a Seed Bomb. You have to shield up this Brutal Swing. We get that farm down now, and now Jellicent just is having a bad time. The opponent basically is going to have to land a Shadow Ball in this matchup, and the opponent goes for a cheeky bait. Surf, that's unfortunate. It feels bad every time it happens. Goodness. Going for the catch on Regirock and gets it. Surf caught, and now a Stone Edge would put this thing low. It's the Shadow Ball. Even better. Opponent has to get to the Surf in order to KO the Regirock. You're not getting a chance to. Stone Edge is going to almost take the Jellicent out here, and honestly, another Stone Edge is fine because the opponent basically needs to get the 2 charge moves in order to win, and they're not going to get there. So good game, well played. Sorry, I got the button activated now. There's no worries. I totally got it. Regirock into Talonflame, an extraordinarily good lead, and the opponent is staying in. Are they just they're broken by the Why would you stay in, trainer? What's going on? Oh, they took it. They just took it, and they have Anihilape in the back. This is the hardest answer to Regirock you could possibly get, because it double resists Focus Blast, it resists Stone Edge, and the opponent goes in full sense of Shadow Ball, and they have a Lapras in the back. That's why they stayed in with the Talonflame. Unfortunately, man, I don't see a lot of Lapras anymore, so complete, like, respect to this trainer for bringing out the Lapras. I believe these battles were done in the Ace Elo range, so, I mean, you could see anything anywhere, really. Like, I've seen people running Licky Licky up in, like, expert range. So, you know, truly, this is a season of everybody's running whatever the heck they can to try and make some sort of, like, weird, you know, call on the opponent, like Lapras. I've seen some strange stuff this season, I'm gonna be honest, and it's not, you know, it's people making smart choices in these metas to try and surprise people. That's what it is. Now, shielding that up here, we're gonna be able to get up to a bunch of energy to fire off some Spirit Shackles into the Anihilape, and the opponent may not be able to even get to, oh no, they get to, is that a Night Slash? That has to be a Night Slash after that Shadow Ball. That was pretty quick. Night Slash, not going to be enough. Able to get to the Frenzy Plant here to KO the Lapras. And that's going to close up this one. That's a good game. Well played. Yeah. 2100 elo range. Ace, that's what I... Okay. Ooh, Chestnut. That's a really nasty lead here. Going straight into the Trevenant. That wonderful, shiny Trevenant. The opponent catches the Shadow Ball on a Magnezone. Oh, boy. Yeah, that hurts. Okay. You're going to get a full farm, and the opponent is running Charge Beam. So if you're running Magnezone, okay, typically you want to run it with Volt Switch. If not Volt Switch, at least go for Spark. Opponent running a double electric comp with that Chestnut. This comp makes a lot of sense because these two electric types are covering the, they're covering the weakness, the flying weakness of the Chestnut here. So this is a very good team comp by the opponent. It's just very unfortunate that I think they make, I mean, I forget the TM stuff all the time. I'll be running into, like, you know, I'll be running into battle with the wrong moves occasionally. It happens. But if you are going to run the Magnezone, you do definitely want to be running it with the Volt Switch or the Spark on the fast move. Now, unfortunately for this Chestnut, this Decidueye has a shield advantage and it has huge typing advantage because even though Frenzy Plant's resisted here, it's everything here is getting walled. Is that Smackdown? Hold on a minute. Was that Smackdown? Am I crazy? No, they're running Smackdown. Never mind. It's not resisted for nothing. They got Smackdown. Okay, Superpower gonna be able to take out a lot. Take out the Decidueye here, and Superpower number 2 coming through, getting to the Stone Edge, but it's not enough. Oh no, dude! Taking out the XehrFelrose. The opponent makes it a really nice catch, but they know that with the shield disadvantage, they still won't win. Good game. There's still some good games here. Kanto Shadow Muck. I love it. This is spicy, but unfortunately for the opponent, those resisted poison jabs aren't going to get them very far when it comes to how fast and how hard hitting these Stone Edges are. Able to do a ton of damage to the Muck before they're able to get to even a first charge move. This could be a Dark Pulse here, as it is, and that doesn't even do that much damage to Regirock. It's fairly bulky here in the Ultra League. And Stone Edge would either get the shield here, or, okay, they shield. This trainer is now going to come in with the Trevenant. Going to have to shield back as the threat of a Dark Pulse is imminent. Dark Pulse will get the shield, and the opponent comes in with the Golisopod. A trainer after my own heart. I love Golisopod. It's so good in the Ultra League. Opponent absorbs that Shadow Ball like it's nothing. Excuse me. And letting that X-Scissor go is good because we're able to still get to the Seed Bomb. The opponent would have had to throw an Aerial Ace, and even if they had, the Golisopod's low enough that something could have farmed down. Like, Decidueye is going to come in. Unfortunately, now Decidueye is going to have to eat a move because the opponent was able to get to their charge move right before going down. And there's a Charizard in the back, and the opponent catches Spirit Shackle on the Muck. I don't know. But Charizard is going to have a very bad time taking a Stone Edge. That's going to be a good game. Didn't even let me hit the button, man. Get into the next battle here. We're going to have Galvantula on the lead. It's Purified Hundo Galvantula from the looks of it. And that's what you got to do, right? Going for that Stone Edge, but not first before the opponent goes for the lunge here. In the future, it just is a tip from a personal, perspective. Would want to throw that Stone Edge before the opponent gets to the first move because you do get to the Stone Edge one turn before they get to the lunge. So being able to throw that move first is helpful, and then afterwards your attacks drop, but you don't have to worry about it as much, right? So now the Trevenant pops in after the Galvantula gets taken low, and Trevenant's going to land the Shadow Ball just like last time, looking like probably they're going to go down with shield advantage here. Aerial Ace this time on the Gliscopod, and then we're going to come in with the Regirock to try and land a Stone Edge before the opponent gets to a move, and because of how quickly those lock-ons pace to that Stone Edge, Regirock's going to be able to get there and take out, and the opponent has a Greninja in the back, and Leafage on this Decidueye is just ripping through the Greninja. Now, the unfortunate thing here for the Decidueye is that it has such, like, it's just not very well bulky. Oh my goodness, I can't speak, dude. It's not very bulky here in the Ultra League, so those Night Slashers would have done a lot. But good game anyway. That was a two-shield farm down kind of situation. The opponent tried to make a catch, but unfortunately did not quite go their way. The opponent in the next game, leading a Poliwrath, Regirock swaps into the Trevenant here, and the opponent brings out a Shadow Nidoqueen. It has been a long time since I've seen Shadow Nidoqueen in the Ultra League. I'm going to be honest, I miss her. I really do. Nidoqueen and I have a lot of history together. Nidoqueen and I went to number 18 on the global leaderboards many seasons ago, and it was honestly one of my favorite teams to run. Now, Decidueye is going to come in and taking a lot of damage from these Shadow Poison jabs, even has to take a Poison Fang, but you can't come in with the Regirock because the whole moveset here is resisted. Now, I think a Stone Edge might be enough to KO, but it would have been very close. But the opponent being down 0 shields here, Decidueye is going to have to do a lot of work. The opponent has an Ampharos. Can a Frenzy Plant do enough here? Catching a move on the Regirock. This is a very nice catch here, as they wouldn't have made it to that Frenzy Plant in time. Opponent's Poliwrath is coming in, though, and they immediately throw energy, and this is kind of huge. Now, a Power-Up Punch. Oh, no, Trainer, not the Power-Up Punch. That's the worst thing for this Regirock right now. Able to get to the Focus Blast here to do some damage here, but unfortunately the opponent can just go for a bunch of Power-Up Punch baits. Going for Icy Wind here, though, and this, oh my goodness, Decidueye. There you go. Decidueye needs to get to a Frenzy Plant against the Ampharos, but is it even going to be enough damage? I don't know. After that Icy Wind debuff, it might not even be enough damage. Oh, this is a close one. Are they going to get to the move? No, they can't. Unfortunately, a tragic loss, but good game, well played. Getting into the next game, we've got... Gigalith is a sick shiny, all right? I'm not even mad. I wasn't even confused, but Gigalith in here is interesting. Now, I'm pretty sure it plays a little bit like, it's almost like Bastion. I think it says like Smackdown, and it has Meteor Beam, but I don't think it has really a coverage move. I think it's all rock type moves. But anyway, Regirock having that Focus Blast would be very good for it. The opponent getting very low, a perfect farm down range for Regirock to get a little bit of energy here before the opponent can, obviously go down, which is great. Acid Spray, not the move to be thrown here, only because now the Regirock can immediately swap out. Now, this is awkward for this Gigalith here because the opponent is not going to be able to survive too much longer, and if Decidueye has a lot of energy or HP, like that Machamp is getting double resisted on the counters. I think it's got Heavy Slam. Okay, so it does have a bit of a coverage move here. But a farm down from Decidueye is perfect here, getting double Frenzy Plant off. And now the opponent is going to have to shield this first one. It's a Shadow Machamp. Those counters are double resisted thanks to the Ghost typing. And at this point, even Regirock will be able to get to a move, but going to farm down with the Decidueye here and be able to take the game. Into the next battle, we got Drapion on the lead and a banger on the stereo here. Magikarp Festival is a hell of a track, dude. Ampharos comes in, and we're staying in with the Regirock, throwing a Stone Edge to chip away before the opponent can get to a charge move. And staying in with the Regirock here as well. Going for Trailblaze, that's gonna be a problem. Unfortunately, giving the opponent most of a free Volt Switch here. Timing would have been a little bit better suited for a few more lock-ons, I think, there, at least from what I saw. But these Brutal Swings now have to be feared because they are going to do boosted damage from the Trailblaze. Giving up one shield, not willing to give up a second. The opponent now comes in with the Drapion here. I think a quicker swap into the Trevenant would have been better for this trainer here, as Regirock really needs to be here to deal with the Drapion because of the fact that it's got that Poison fast move. It's not going to be able to do very well when it comes to fast move pressure. And it's going to be able to take out nearly with this crunch. Now, if the opponent decides not to shield, this could be good. But the opponent does decide to shield. Now things are very dangerous because Decidueye against Drapion, not a great matchup. Has to shield this first crunch here. And if the opponent decides to catch, which they do on the XehrFelrose, this is not good, dude. Now, unfortunately, the one crunch is going to land on this Decidueye, and it's going to do a lot of damage. Even this is a non-shadow Drapion, it's still going to do a ton of damage. The opponent going, you know, they can't swap either, they just did, but they're going for the Frenzy Plant here, taking it out, and the opponent has an Anihilape in the back. Is this going to be the catch on Regirock? Is this going to be what we need to win the game? Ice Punch is not going to be able to do anything to this Decidueye because the counters are going to KO before we get there. Does the Frenzy Plant KO? No, it doesn't. Unfortunate. Close game, but well played. I definitely think that was winnable if you get into the Trevenant much quicker against the XehrFelrose. But in this game, we've got a Pidgeot on the lead, and the opponent is staying in, feather dancing. Pidgeot, I don't know how many feather dances you think I'm going to throw, but no amount of feather dances are going to allow you to win this matchup. So Regirock just comfortably stays in here, resisting absolutely everything. And gets clapped by Stone Edge. The opponent comes in with an Anihilape. They have a Skeleturge in the back. They're going to have to put up a shield for this. And now, Decidueye is sitting in the back pretty good here. And even the Regirock can chip in here and there against an Anihilape. Even though the damage is all resisted, it doesn't mean that you can't do any damage. The opponent's going for a charge move here before the Stone Edge is reached. Shadow Ball going to do quite a bit of damage. Going for a slight overfarm, but unfortunately, once again, the timing not great here as we're getting most of the Incinerate coming through, but thankfully it doesn't matter because they don't shield. Now Decidueye is going to come in, and we're going to leave the Regirock in the back for later. Going to have to double shield here, though, unfortunately, as these Ice Punches would do quite a bit of damage, but you also have to respect that if they have the energy for a Shadow Ball, that would almost one-shot, if not completely one-shot, this Decidueye. Now, going for Spirit Shackle here. The pacing isn't too bad. Double Ice Punch bait here, but you could just go for Spirit Shackle, but I think that the Frenzy Plant does more damage, and it probably does. So Frenzy Plant's going to take out the Anihilape and that game. Getting into the next battle, Shiny Regirock versus a Shadow Luxray. Some spice here in the Ultra League. Opponent immediately swaps into a Poliwrath, and here comes Trevenant to save the day. I'm not sure what the better swap-in is here, because you have the grass fast move damage from Decidueye. So I have to wonder if the Decidueye is the better counter swap to come in to deal with the Poliwraths in this league. So opponent able to get to 2 Icy Winds here because they're shielding up. Perhaps they think they might win this matchup. Opponent putting all their shields in here. Seed Bomb is going to be reached before the opponent gets to a 3rd Icy Wind, which is good because now we're swapping out. Cheeky swap going for the Stone Edge. Opponent over farming here by a lot. Gets taken out, and now the Anihilape comes in. So this is what I was saying. There's a lot of like Poliwrath Anihilape backlines in the Ultra League these days. And so whenever I would see a Poliwrath, I would like to think that coming in with the Decidueye, because of that leafage fast move pressure, you could even just go for Spirit Shackle into that matchup if you wanted to. And then saving Trevenant for the potential Anihilape, just because that Shadow Claw fast move pressure puts more damage on the table for it. Now, the opponent is in a really, really bad spot here, as their counters are all double resisted into Trevenant. And Trevenant's energy here is going to be pretty good, but the opponent has that Luxray in the back, and it's so squishy. That one Frenzy Plant will be enough. Is it worth it to shield this? No, it's a Psychic Fangs. Good counting here by this trainer. Going for an Overfarm in the Frenzy Plant. Unfortunately, Overfarm by just a bit too much here, but if you get up to 2 Frenzy Plants against, get close enough to 2 Frenzy Plants, you can reach the second one against the Anihilape, but unable to get to the move, tragically. Oh no, Night Slash gonna take it out. That's a good game. That was so close. That was definitely winnable. Just very unfortunate, but a good attempt nonetheless. It was actually not bad at all. So going for the Stone Edge immediately. Once again, just with 1 turn timing, right? You want to make sure that you're doing it on, 3 or 4 of the lock-ons into the fast move. Just want to make sure that you're getting as much energy as possible. If you do that, you're leaving some energy on the table. So once again here, Poliwrath save swap. I think and this is just me, talking as a coach, and as you know I am. I would coach on Metafy, helping trainers try and find that, that thing that helps them get to the next level. If you feel like they can't jump that hurdle and they're trying to figure out what it is that they need to improve, or just helping trainers kind of, you know, understand, you know, concepts and things that maybe they're struggling with, or just in general providing gameplay feedback. And as that is something that I do, I definitely think that the best adjustment that could be made here is bringing in the Decidueye against the Poliwraths. But aside from that, this team is functioning very well and very pretty to boot with all these shinies around. Decidueye has to come in here, unfortunately, because, again, Regirock is completely walled off here. But going for Poison Fang, as the opponent typically would have the Earth Power in this scenario, they're not going to throw Earth Power into a Grass type. Opponent shields up and gets a defense drop. At this point, Regirock could come in and do some work here, and I think, I mean, you're close enough, but does it win? Oh, the simultaneous swap here. Stone Edge is going to take out a lot of health of that Skeledirge, but this is close, because that Shadow Ball is going to do a ton of damage. Can we get to the Stone Edge before the opponent goes down? They get to the Stone Edge, and even though Nidoqueen is here, it's not going to be able to get to the charge. Never mind, it's getting to the charge. Oh, no, I didn't think they were at 6. That's on... Wait. But Decidueye hangs on for this trainer because it loves it so much, able to take out the Nidoqueen, and that's a good game. Bro, that was so close. I did not think that was going to be a dub. All right, Ampharos in the lead in the next game here. Going to stay in for a little bit to get off a move, probably. Going for that Stone Edge here. That was much better timing. I like that a lot. Going for the Stone Edge here to get a lot of damage off, and then we're hoping to catch a Focus Blast on the Trevenant. Please tell me it's a Focus Blast. Oh, it's a Trailblaze. That's not as bad. Opponent swaps in a Drifloon. Haven't seen one of these in the Ultra League in a minute. But this is either Icy Wind or Mystical Fire. This is dangerous here. But easily going to be able to get to a Shadow Ball here. Very nice timing here by Papa Legba as well. Going for those 4 Shadow Claws before throwing the Shadow Ball. Getting as much energy as possible out of this matchup. And then throwing one into the Volt Switch. This timing is what I like to see. I know lock-ons and one-turn moves can be super annoying to try and time. So, like, I'll never get too anal about, you know, bad timing. It's just always a suggestion to try and be a little bit more mindful of it, but it's definitely not easy to do. Like, one-turn moves are probably the most difficult ones to handle, and that's saying that, you know, in a world full of, like, Incinerates and long moves as well. Now, Cresselia, a bit of a problem for this team, but going for the Spirit Shackle now after the Frenzy Plant lands here. Hoping to get a shield off this Cresselia and immediately swap into the Regirock, but this was a CMP tie, so unfortunately not going to be able to do that. The opponent baiting with that Grass Knot. Feels bad, man. Going into the Regirock here, able to get to a Stone Edge before the opponent decides to throw that Grass Knot. That's going to do enough damage to KO Cresselia, and the opponent decides to shield here. Now, if Grass Knot is... If they're not close... Oh, yeah, they are. They overfarm. Never mind. What I'm talking about. But this now allows the Decidueye to overfarm as the opponent has thrown all of their energy, able to fully farm down the Ampharos. Go for the Frenzy Plant, and the opponent concedes. Good game. Getting into the next battle here, we got Regirock against Cresselia. This is not a great matchup. Immediate swap into the Decidueye here, and the opponent comes in with a Gliscor. Very, very dangerous matchup for the Decidueye, as the opponent typically runs either Night Slash or they're running Aerial Ace, and then Shadow Wing Attack. Yeah, that stuff adds up quick. Opponent has the Night Slash here, but it's all a question of switch advantage. Do we go for the switch advantage? I think we kind of have to here, as the opponent lets them go down 2 shields to 0, but gets the farm. Well, the opponent doesn't let them do anything. They just go for a couple Night Slashes, but Papa goes down 0 shields to 2 to try and get switch advantage here, which I think you kind of have to, especially with a Trevenant in the back. Going for a couple of Spirit Shackles. The opponent doesn't want to take that damage, even though it really doesn't do too much, but maybe they thought that maybe that would do more. I mean, I've never been on the receiving end of a Spirit Shackle, so I don't know how much damage it does off the top of my head, so I don't blame them. But Crunch is going to do plenty of damage here. Could be even get a drop on the defense, but Regirock able to hang on and could easily take one more Crunch here and get the shield off of this Drapion. Should be able to get to another Stone Edge before the opponent can get to a Crunch here. Crunch number 1, or number 2. Stone Edge coming through. This is going to be more than enough to KO the Drapion. And then it's Trevenant and Decidueye able to tag team the Cresselia, and the opponent's running Confusion Cresselia. Didn't even realize that until just now. Stone Edge going to do a lot of damage. Opponent getting that full farm down. This is very dangerous now because Confusion and the charge moves together could do a ton, but the opponent going for 1 Confusion on the move, and Papa making a really nice swap to catch that Moonblast on Decidueye, and now all Trevenant has to do is make the Shadow Ball. It doesn't matter what move this is, even though Moonblast is not going to nearly be enough to KO. Doesn't even do half. Gonna get to this Shadow Ball. This is gonna take out the Cresselia, just because I haven't hit it in a while.
Boom!
Good game. Very good play there, knowing that they needed switch advantage in this matchup. And speaking of switch advantage, here's a Talonflame, and they're staying in again. Why are these trainers staying in? Much better timing, by the way, with the Stone Edges here. Going for the Stone Edge, opponent shields up. They are in a really bad spot because no move that Regirock has is going to be worth it. Now, popping in with Trevenant to counter the Anihilape, this is exactly the right play here. Now, the opponent just going for an Ice Punch. Trevenant easily lives the one Ice Punch. So I think that the shield may have been more so to get to the Shadow Ball and then not allow the Talonflame to get too much farm here. But the opponent, I think they're now risking, yeah, they're going to say they're up to the Shadow Ball now for sure. Could have over-farmed by quite a bit more here to possibly land a Shadow Ball against the Talonflame. But the opponent does decide to go for energy right away. So I guess in the end, it really doesn't matter. But as far as gameplay goes, it definitely could have gone for a bunch more Shadow Clauses. The opponent had just thrown a Shadow Ball. Could have gone for like 5 more to ensure that they get to, oh no, it's Umbreon versus Decidueye. This is dangerous. Could have gone for, you know, I would say 4 more not to risk the CMP tie in order to be able to get to potentially another Shadow Ball before the opponent was able to get to the move that would take out. Now, even though this is not a good matchup, Frenzy Plant adds up very quickly, and Regirock is nearly at a move and has more than enough HP to be able to survive one move here. Now, the thing is that Talonflame is sitting in the back with a lot of, well, not a lot of energy, but a lot of health. And here's the thing, they need to get to 2 moves here, and I don't know, man. Is Stone Edge #1 is going to take out this? Okay, yeah, no, you're good enough. That was like 2 or 3 away. Absolutely able to take. I don't think an Incinerate KOs from here either, but hey, we're going to do it.
Boom!
That's a good game. Well played. Those are some fun battles. Thank you, Papa Legba, for sending in the battles. Always love to see the triple shiny stuff in action because, man, I'm not going to lie, that Trevenant is a beautiful shiny. I'm very jealous because I don't have one. I'm not jealous at all, but that's okay, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.